Izzy, and in this video, you guys, we're going to be giving you our NFL Week 16 game picks. Just finished up Week 15, obviously had some postponements, so the games finished up last night on a Tuesday night there. Rams ended up beating the Seahawks, Eagles ended up beating the Washington football team. That wrapped up our week last week. We ended up finishing last week with an 11-5 record, 136-83 overall now on the season, plus 53 in that department, so looking pretty good here. Hopefully we can have another winning record this week, you guys. Right real quick before we start breaking down the game picks this week, if you go ahead and like this video, if you like sporting content like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the near future. Been getting a lot of support lately, you guys, and I greatly appreciate it. We're going to keep coming out with as much content as possible for you guys. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start breaking down the game picks heading into Week 16 of the NFL season. Season's getting closer and closer to the end, you guys. Only got 3 weeks left here. It's the home stretch. A lot of exciting NFL games coming up. A lot of big-time matchups. See who's going to be able to sneak into the wild card spots, who's going to win their divisions. Green Bay Packers, my team that I cheer for, ended up clinching their division with a big win over the weekend. So that's nice to see. First team to clinch their division this season, I believe. So we'll start off with the Thursday night game, you guys. 49ers versus the Titans. This one's going to be a big-time slugfest here. Two teams that are battling for playoff positioning right now. 49ers have had a nice little stretch since they were kind of in shambles earlier on in the season. Titans are kind of up and down so far. Obviously, Derrick Henry's still out on the IR. But yeah, should be a good matchup anyways. I think the 49ers are going to be able to take this one. Titans are just dealing with too many injuries right now. And obviously with Derrick Henry being out, that run game is just not the same. And the 49ers are on a roll right now. I expect them to keep it rolling. Obviously, they're going to need to keep it rolling as well if they're going to want to stay in contention in that wild card slot, or maybe even have a possible chance of taking their division. So I'm going to go ahead and take the 49ers over the Titans. Final score 30-21. Then we got some Saturday matchup games, you guys. Some Christmas Day games. Should be a good one. My Green Bay Packers play on Christmas, so that's a nice Christmas present for me as long as they get the win, that is. Should be able to get the win against the Browns here. Should be a good game still. But just with the Browns having a short week, obviously playing on Monday, getting their game postponed, dealing with a bunch of protocol issues. Got a bunch of guys in protocol right now. We'll have to see who's going to be able to play for them come Saturday. But I think it's going to be a tough matchup for the Browns coming into Lambeau Field against a hot Packers team who were able to squeak out a win against the Ravens last week. I expect us to play a little bit better, obviously being at home. And with the Browns coming off a tough loss, they're going to be scrapping and clawing because pretty well if they lose against the Green Bay Packers, their season's pretty well a wrap. So they're going to be giving everything they got to try and win this one. Unfortunately for the Browns, I just don't think it's going to be enough. Having their two quarterbacks, Keenum and Baker Mayfield, coming off the COVID list there. I just don't think that they're going to be running at a full tilt against this Packers squad. I think we're going to be able to edge them in this one. So I'm going to take the Packers over the Browns, you guys. Final score 35-24. Then we got the Colts versus the Cardinals. This should be a real good time game as well on the Saturday game slots coming up Christmas evening. Should be a good game here. Colts are on a roll lately. Cardinals are kind of reeling. I think the trend's going to continue here, unfortunately, for the Cardinals. And the same thing happened last year to the Cards. They had a great start to their season, and they just kind of fell apart in the second half of the season. You can kind of see the same trend starting this year. Obviously, D-Hop's done for the year now as well, so that hurts their chances a little bit. But just that defense from the Colts as well as the run game, I think, is going to be too much for the Cardinals to overcome in this one. And the Cardinals don't have a great home record either. So I think that's going to play into the Colts' advantage here. So I'm going to take it in a close one. Colts 31-28 over the Cards. Then that leaves us with the Sunday early games. You guys, will start off with the Lions and the Falcons. Lions surprised a lot of people last week, obviously beating the Cardinals. I mean, just an atrocious loss for that Cardinals squad. I think the Lions are going to be riding high coming into the Falcons game here, but I don't think they're going to have enough juice in the tank to be able to win against this Falcons team. The Falcons are still kind of battling for an opportunity to make it into a wild card slot, so I think they're just going to have the edge over the Lions in this game, so I'm going to go ahead and take the Falcons 27-21 over the Lions. Then we got the Giants versus the Eagles, you guys. Same thing here. Eagles are still playing for the playoffs. Giants season is pretty well over. So I'm going to take the Eagles in this one. They got more to play for right now. They're coming off a big win against Washington last night. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit of a short week for them, but I don't think that's going to hinder them too much. I think this is a team that's ready to roll. Nick Sirianni, their new head coach, has got them playing pretty good ball right now. I think they're going to be able to come in. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game because I do like that Giants defense. But I just don't trust the Giants offense. I think the Eagles are going to be able to put up a little bit more points than them, so I'm going to take the Eagles over the Giants. You guys, final score 21-17. Then we got the Jags versus the Jets, two bottom dwellers in the league right now. Two guys fighting for first overall pick. It's going to be an interesting matchup. It could go either way. I'm going to take the Jets over the Jaguars in this one just because I think the Jets are a little bit more stable of an organization right now comparatively to the Jags. Obviously, the Jags organization is an absolute shambles after all the Urban Meyer debacle going on there, losing their head coach, dealing with all that drama inside the building there. I think it's going to be a tough one, especially because it's on the road as well against the Jets. I think the Jets are going to come in there. I think it will be a close game, but I think they're going to be able to hang on for the Vic. So I'm going to take the Jets over the Jaguars. You guys, 24-21 the final there. Then we got the Bucks versus the Panthers. Big time game for the Bucks here. Obviously, they're going to bounce back. I don't give any chance to the Panthers team. Cam Newton has not looked that good since they re-signed him to the Panthers. He's getting some touchdowns, but they're not really that close in games. And he's not that efficient of a quarterback anymore as he used to be in his younger days. And that Bucks, I know Tom Brady's going to be coming out there angrier than hell, obviously not scoring any points against the Saints in the Sunday night matchup last week. So I expect the Bucks to have a big game regardless of all the injuries they're dealing with against a lesser squad in the Carolina Panthers. So I'm going to take this one in a high-scoring affair, 35-21 for the Bucks over the Panthers, you guys. Then we got the Chargers versus the Texans. I think the Chargers will be able to win this one pretty handily. Obviously, the Texans season is over. They're pretty well just playing for positioning for that number one overall pick, whereas the Chargers are right in the thick of things for the playoffs right now. I think they win this one pretty handily. Final score 27-17 for the Chargers. Bills and Patriots going to be an absolute gem of a game here, you guys. Can't wait to watch this one, to be honest with you. I think the Patriots are going to be able to bounce back here. The Bills have had a real up and down season. Right when you think they're getting things going, they end up laying an egg or playing an absolute dud of a game. I think that's going to be one of those situations. I think the Patriots are going to bounce back in this one, have a nice performance. I think that defense is going to play real well for the Patriots here. I'm going to go final score 20-17 in a close matchup, but the Patriots are going to be able to edge out the Bills in that one, you guys. And we got the Rams versus the Vikings. It's going to be another good matchup. Two teams fighting for their playoff positioning as well. The Vikings are just hanging on in the wild card race, I believe, right now. So they're going to need a win very badly here against a Rams squad who's a little bit depleted with a bunch of guys in COVID protocol. Obviously, they got some guys back as that game was moved back to last night. They were able to hang on versus the Seahawks. But with a short week and a Vikings team that's going to be coming in hungry to try and stay in that playoff race, I think they're going to pull off a big-time upset against the Rams here. So I'm going to take the Vikings final score 30-28 over the Rams, you guys. And then the final game from the Sunday early matchups, another huge divisional matchup here. We got the Ravens and the Bengals. This should be an outstanding game. Not sure if Lamar Jackson's going to be back. I would assume he's probably going to be ready to roll for this game, but even if he's not, Tyler Huntley played amazing against my Green Bay Packers. I could see him playing a real good game against the Bengals as well. And this Ravens squad is just such a gritty, grimy squad. They never give up. They never stop fighting. Doesn't matter who's playing on the field. Doesn't matter how many guys that got injured. They're in every single game. And I think that's going to be the case in this one, especially since the Ravens are on the outside looking in right now. They need a win so badly here. The Bengals do too, but I just think the experience and, just that quality of coach that John Harbaugh is, I think he's going to be able to will his Ravens to a victory over the Bengals in this one. Final score 26-24 for the Ravens, you guys. Then we'll head over to the Sunday afternoon matchup. We got the Bears versus the Seahawks here. I think this is a opportunity for the Seahawks to get back in the win column. Obviously, their season's wrapped up. Tough year, obviously. Russell Wilson went down with that injury there. That slowed him down a little bit. And just weren't able to get things put back together when he did come back off of the IR. I think they will be able to win this game, though, because the Bears are even in worse shambles than they are. And I trust Russell Wilson more than I trust Justin Fields in this one. Same thing. I trust Pete Carroll more than I trust Matt Nagy. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Seahawks in a low-scoring game, 21-14 over the Bears. Then we got the Broncos and the Raiders, another divisional matchup here. This should be a real good game as well, you guys. Two teams fighting for their playoff lives right now. I trust the defense more of the Broncos than I do of the Raiders. The Raiders are kind of up and down. I feel like the only reason the Raiders won the game against the Browns last week is because they were missing their starting quarterback as well. Case Keenum was out, so you got your top two QBs out. I think Nick Mullins was the starter for the Browns. That's a tough go, right? That's a tough go for that Brown squad. The Raiders should have won that one, and it was still a close game, even though they were running their third-string quarterback, the Browns were. And I just think that defense of the Broncos is going to be too much for the Raiders to overcome. I still like Teddy Bridgewater. Hopefully he's ready to roll. I believe he got carted off with a concussion, so we're not 100% sure if he's going to be able to play. But nonetheless, Drew Lock will be able to step in there and throw some long bombs down the field on this Raiders defense. So I'm going to take the Broncos, final score 28-20 over the Raiders. And then the last Sunday afternoon matchup, you guys, we got the Steelers versus the Chiefs. Now, this one was a tough decision. I mean, I know the Chiefs are on a roll right now, but with the Steelers fighting for their lives in the playoffs right now, I thought they would give them a good run for their money. Obviously, the Steelers got a good defense as well, more so in the pass game than the run game, and that's one area of weakness, I would say, for the Chiefs is their run game. So that would benefit the Steelers' defense for sure in that aspect. But at the end of the day, I'm going to trust Patrick Mahomes to make those couple extra plays comparatively to the aging Ben Roethlisberger. So I'm going to stick with the Chiefs for the win, you guys, 24-17 over the Steelers to continue their win streak. And then that leaves us with the Sunday and Monday night matchups, you guys. Obviously, we'll start off with the Sunday night matchup first. Another divisional matchup here, Washington versus the Cowboys. Pretty much a must-win game for the Washington football team. If they lose this one, their season's pretty well a wrap. The Cowboys have got a nice lock on their division right now. They should be winning the division for sure this year. I don't see them faltering against the Washington team. We don't know if Heineke's going to be playing. I would assume he'll be back from the COVID protocols, but we're not 100% sure on that. And I just don't trust the Washington football team as much as the Cowboys right now. The Cowboys are playing pretty good football. Their defense has turned around big time from last year. Micah Parsons is an absolute stud. You got Trayvon Diggs on the back end there, just a pick machine. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Cowboys in a blowout here, 30-17 over the Washington football team, you guys. And then the Monday night matchup, Dolphins versus Saints, another real good game coming up here. Two teams fighting once again for that wild card positioning. Should be a good one here. I don't know. I'd love to say the Saints will win this one, but after that big time win against the Bucs, I think they're going to be riding that high of emotions, and I think they're going to be coming in, not quite as prepared as they could be for the Dolphins squad. And this Dolphins team is playing really well right now. Tua's playing real good football. That defense is playing nasty. And I just think the Dolphins are on a bit more of a hot streak right now than the Saints are. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Dolphins final score 27-20 over the Saints, you guys. That wraps up Week 16 NFL game picks, you guys. Hopefully we have a good one here. We'd love your guys' opinion in the comment section down below. Who are you guys taking for your picks this week, heading into the 16th week of the NFL season? Please go ahead and like this video if you like sporting content like this. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the near future. That wraps it up for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and this is Niz with Niz Sports.